All right, we are live, and it has been seemingly like forever.
It has.
Yes, I've only talked to you on WhatsApp since before your surgery. So this is our first time getting back on live, and so I'm pretty excited. And
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So you want to kind of catch me up on, I know we chatted a little bit, when you had your surgery, you shared some really amazing information you learned from when you had your surgery. Um, Hello, yay. Lisa
Oh,
from
hi, Lisa.
Idaho. One state over from me. I don't know if you're very familiar, Lindy, with the US states, but Idaho is just east of Washington.
Okay.
We're neighbors. So my
Nice.
my brother and sister-in-law live in Hayden, Idaho, which is just north of Coeur d'Alene. So it's like a 6-hour drive.
I love the sound of it. Idaho sounds really pretty. So I don't know what it's
Yeah,
like, but
it
it just
now
sounds a pretty
it's
name.
yeah, it is. I mean, it's a different pretty than Washington State. Washington State is a little more rainforesty, especially near where I live. Not as you go east, it gets drier. But where
Hmm.
I live, it's we have like the snow-capped mountains and all of the islands and a lot of the rainforesty type terrain, the beauty that you can go and hike all these really cool trails and you feel like you're right in the middle of a rainforest. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Good to see you here from Western North Carolina. Oh, you live in Hayden too. You're live in the same place as my brother and sister-in-law. Next to
Mm.
Hayden and Coeur d'Alene. Sorry, I read that wrong. So you're just like it's like a 10-minute drive.
Wow.
Yeah, to get to Hayden from Coeur d'Alene. And I love Coeur d'Alene. It has a beautiful lake there that's just gorgeous. And Coeur d'Alene, the city is I just think it's clean, it's really trendy, it's a really cool place. So, awesome. But anyway, so okay, so we haven't talked since before. Okay, so you tell us about your surgery and how that went and how you're doing.
Yeah, so I had some loose skin removed in my abdomen area. They took around 22 pounds of skin, which has made such a huge difference. Like I actually have a lap now. I can sit here and I can see my thighs. Before it was just like my stomach used to go to my knees. It was just so much skin. It was really heavy. My feet used to go to sleep because it was cut off my circulation.
Yeah.
So I couldn't sit for too long and it was just uncomfortable walking around, exercising. It was just this constant, like a loose flap of skin, which just constantly in the way. And it was just so depressing and
Yeah. It affected
uncomfortable.
your balance too, right?
It did, it did. So I kind of, look, I was used to it. So I didn't realize my balance was affected like too
Mhm.
much. Like I was I was overcompensating for that skin. Since having it removed, I'm now even more off balance because now I
Oh, 'cause
don't have 22 kilos, oh, sorry, 22 pounds of skin in front of me.
so you're
And
getting used to
yeah, so I'm really
equilibrium.
light on my feet.
Yeah.
And just walking out of hospital with my husband, I'm like, had to hold his hand because I felt like I was going to fall over because I'm just overcompensating. So I was sort of
Sure.
leaning back and I felt like I was going to topple back because I was always had that weight in the front of me. So I'd lean back to
Yes.
compensate. So now it's like I've had to find my center of
Gravity.
gravity again.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
still not
what we don't really
there.
think about, right? How we compensate for these things. And so has
Yeah.
that caused you like needing to adjust your how you stand and everything? Has that affected your muscles? Like have you had to utilize and engage different muscles?
Absolutely. I'm sore. Like
You're
all
s-
my
Yeah,
whole body is still sore because when I'm standing up, I'm really conscious of how I stand now because I do tend to sort of lean forward or lean backwards and just walking even, I have to be really careful because it's just easy for me to topple over. If I take a big step, I like literally And I'm still not right. And it's been like, what, 5 or 6 weeks now since
Oh
surgery,
my
and
goodness.
I'm still struggling. Yeah.
Got Coach Lisa Picker in the chat, and so good to see you, Coach Lisa. Mokins Bay, 200 acres, that
Hey.
must be Idaho. Awesome, awesome. So, I mean, if Coach Lisa, if you have any like quick little tips for Lindy on how to get her center of gravity fit, definitely don't hesitate to chime in. We've got Michelle Miller from Arizona. Hey, I was in Arizona in January. Did I meet you there? Definitely let me know. I think I met a Michelle. Not sure if it was you. So she has a vibration plate. Have you used it in the
Oh,
last 2 days? Awesome.
yep.
Challenging yourself to use it every day starting at 10 minutes because it's hard to stand longer. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't do 10 minutes on a vibration plate. I tried and I got to like 5. Okay. Meet resistance exercises. Lots of love. Strengthening. Let's see. Oh, Michelle in Arizona. Okay. Tone strengthening your back. Yes. Okay. So awesome. You got a super chat. Awesome. Thank you so much. Super sticker. And we got someone from Portland, Victoria, Australia, Diana.
Hi. Hi,
Awesome.
Diana.
Awesome.
Long time.
Lots of
Yes.
love. Lots of love. So, okay. So, how, and so how are you as far as now? Do you want to share? Your audience probably knows this, but my audience doesn't know what happened and what the doctor told you after your surgery.
Yeah, no, that was amazing, and I'm still very emotional about it. But apparently, I had a hernia, which I had no idea I had. So when he was doing the surgery, my colon had basically come, I don't know, it broken through. So around my belly button area. Um, and he said it took him about half an hour to sort of push it back through. It was very messy. He said it was being strangulated,
Yeah.
and it was only a matter of days before it could have ruptured inside me. I would have got very sick, and if I hadn't have made it to hospital, I probably wouldn't be here today. So he said
We're
that
days away from a life-threatening emergency.
literally, and knowing me, it would have something would have happened. I would have felt ill. I don't go to the doctor, so it could have been fatal because yeah, I literally don't.
So this
I have
surgery literally saved your life.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I was really taken aback by that. Like I came out of recovery, like surgery. I was in recovery very, very. I don't know how long I was there because I woke up and I was like
yeah.
wide-eyed, bushy-tailed. They were surprised at how well I'd recovered. And before I knew it, I was being wheeled back into my room, and my husband was still talking to the doctor, having a debrief with the doctor on the phone. And my husband was beside himself. He's a real is it like a snag? Is that what they call him? New age. He cries and he can't cope without his wife, and
Oh,
and he couldn't retain any information. And he kind of said, "Oh, the doctor said you've got a mass inside you," and it was going all grey, and it took him half an hour or something. And I'm like, "Why have I got cancer?" Like, I was freaking out, thinking, and he couldn't remember because he was so beside himself that he couldn't remember the conversation. And then I didn't get to see the doctor for like 2 days, thinking I had cancer in my stomach or
oh
something. And
no.
then when he came in, he like explained the whole thing and just said, "No, it was just a hernia. Everything's okay. He's fixed it all up. I don't need to go back in." He
Yeah.
said, and then he told me it was just a matter of days before it was going to
Just
rupture. And I was
yeah.
very lucky, almost like divine intervention, that
Oh yeah.
everything happened the way it did.
It just amazes me. You must be used to dealing with pain because it just amazes me that you could have a hernia that would be strangulating and you wouldn't even, you must have just been ignoring it. You know what? My
Yeah.
gardener's here. Let me quickly close. I got to quickly close the door. Otherwise, our back door is out. I don't want my dog to get out because he leaves our side gate open. So give me just a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog.
No worries.
Yeah,
I
my dog.
definitely have a very high pain tolerance. I guess, from carrying all this weight, everything aches. And so I'm used to having the pain. And, it's just,
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything in my stomach. It's just all this skin. I didn't feel any bumps or whatever because there's just so much skin
So much
there.
skin.
So,
just said to reach out to her if you need help. And
Oh,
yes,
thank you.
this and yes, love how the surgery's going. Yeah, so I as a GI nurse, I dealt with people with hernias. You know, it's one of the things that we, as nurses, and a lot of it was over the phone, but would be, as we do abdominal assessments over the phone, we're always have in mind that the issue could be a hernia, and umbilical hernias are very different than hiatal hernias. Hiatal hernias you can only assess by doing an endoscopy, but an umbilical hernia, it'll pooch out. It'll like the break through your abdominal wall, it'll pooch out. And if you can push it back in, it's not an emergency. And
Yeah.
but the fact that he had to surgically, you know, it took surgery to get it back in and repair, because once you can't push it back in and it gets trapped, it cuts off the circulation. You could get gangrene. It can be life threatening, and it could end up the tissue dies because it cuts off the circulation and it cuts off the oxygen supply. So I know how serious that was. That was not a minor thing. So
Yeah, yes. It's still I get very emotional about it, but anyway, that's
yeah.
all done, it's all fixed. I did lose my belly button because of it, because it was literally
Oh,
right underneath the belly button, and he said once he pushed it in, there was nothing there to hold my belly button in
is
place,
it
and I'm
weird?
like, "It is weird," but, I'm like, "I don't care."
Yeah,
Like, I don't have that skin now,
yeah.
and a belly button. It's just like another part of my here. It reminds me of where I've been and how far I've come. So I'm actually proud that I don't have a belly button. Like it's
It's
fine, It's
it's a
just a
badge of
cosmetic
honor.
thing. And it is, it is. So I don't mind. And it's not like I'm going to be one of those people parading around in the bikinis or stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
too
So
old for that now. So I don't care. It's my yeah, I'm proud of it. Like I
so
don't
how has the
mind.
progression of your healing been?
Oh, my scar's healed up beautifully. Like he's done such an amazing job. It's a very clean scar. I haven't had any issues with it weeping, or it's just healed beautifully. After
Awesome.
the 2 weeks, I didn't have to have any bandages on at all. Because I went in and I just found them so itchy. My skin and bandages, they just don't work. And I was constantly itching and scratching, and I just felt so uncomfortable. And the wound nurse said, "I haven't seen anyone heal as quickly as you have." She
It's
says, "What have you been
carnivore.
doing?" Yeah, she was amazed with carnival. She said she'd heard of it, but didn't know anybody that did it. Was absolutely amazed at my progress, and she's going to look into it. So she was
Good.
really excited. Um, and she said, "Look," she gave me some like a bandage strip, and she said, "It's up to you whether you want to use it or not. I'll give it to you to take home. If you need to put it on, put it on. If you don't, it's still sitting on my bedside table. Like I haven't used it at all, and I just feel amazing." So, yeah, it's not weeping at all. It's just so clean and perfect.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm confident the scarring it will fade. Like I did have a scar on my thumb. You can barely see it. I had 13 stitches in my thumb and it's gone.
Mm,
Um, Over time it's going to go, but I don't mind. It's really good.
right.
So I do feel a bit numb still. And I think it's still early days. I'm hoping that will sort of pass over time. They said probably 6 to 8 months before I'm
Mhm.
sort of back to normal. I do have a little bit of fluid sort of pools in my belly occasionally. So, and that's my fault. I need to,
Get moving.
I, yeah, that, and also I need to lie down a little bit more. And I'm always sitting at
Oh,
my desk. I've been throwing myself into work, keeping my mind busy and not sleeping. And so everything's kind of I
yeah,
haven't been looking after myself. The only thing I can do is carnival. Carnival is perfect, but sleep, stress, and everything else that's going on um, has sort of got me down a little bit, and I haven't been moving. I haven't been sleeping. All over the place at the moment. So I need to sort of focus more on that Lindy time and having that rest period so I can lie down, let the lymphatics, move, do my Wim Hof breathing. I'm still not allowed to use my rebounder. I have to wait a little bit longer.
I
I
was
have to
going
be
to ask, what
careful.
what is your doctor letting you do? Like, what are you cleared to do at this point?
Just basic walking, just
Walking.
simple walking. Yeah, not too, yeah, just keep it really simple. No bending and lifting anything. There's still potential that I could sort of pop my stitches or something like that. So I don't want to have any issues with that. So yeah, just a bit of walking basically, not lifting, not allowed to do the laundry and lift washing baskets, things like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So rebounder just there for looks at the moment, it's decoration. Or a bird perch. He loves to sit on the rebounder when he comes in
Coach
here.
Lisa said, I think she meant massages, light massages, very light massages to the area, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Keep,
I think that would help because I still have a lot of numbness. When I came out, I had, like, all these little dots all over my stomach. It looked like I'd cuddled a porcupine or something. I'm like, "What is that?" It's like I've been in a torture chamber or something, and apparently they injected, like, anesthetic, and it must have been at least 100 injections in my tummy, so I've got all these little dots all over my stomach,
mm,
and I think it was basically to numb my whole stomach. And I think all that anesthetic has slowly dropped and it's now pulled right round to my scar. And that's where it's really numb. So I've now got sensation at the top, but it's all kind of settled.
okay.
Yeah.
So Coach
So,
Lisa says work the fluid up the torso to the torso again. So she's volunteered. She said twice, give her a yell if you need help.
yeah,
Put
I've
it
got one of those dry brushes for dry brushing.
right.
So maybe I could use that. Yeah. But I need to
You got
stay
to
in
do
bed a
it
little
right
bit
though.
longer.
You have to do it right though, which I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You deal with
Mm.
lymphatics, but yeah, you got to
Yes.
start here, and you have it. There's a certain progression that you do. So there's lots of videos out there.
Yeah, I need to get Dr. Keith back on board and see, have a chat with her as well, just to see, yeah, get some
Yeah,
more advice off her.
I forget the
Mhm.
name of the doctor, and if any of you in the chat know the name of this doctor, he's not a carnivore, but he specializes in the lymphatics, and he has a method where you don't have to dry brush, but you use
Tapping.
tapping.
Mm.
Yeah, and I it's something it's nice because it's something you can do anywhere. You don't have to be like just before your shower, and it's so that's something you could do. So Lisa says yes, start top of leg to torso, then middle leg, then calf, then foot, then soft swish up entire leg. So yeah, there's definitely a method. Oh,
Maybe we can invite Lisa on one day and we can do a little session together online
yeah, that
and
was
show everybody if
yeah,
you're up for
if
it.
she's available, she's up for it. We'd love to do if there's
I
any
know,
out
yeah,
there,
there's
it's Coach Lisa. So
I have so many people in our community that have lymphatic issues, so I think it'll help a lot of people, and we all can do
oh,
an online lymphatic session
oh
together or
yeah, I mean,
something.
those of us who spent decades being sedentary, we've got lymphatic issues.
Yeah.
We have. So I okay, so since I met with you last, I have been in Coach Lisa's program.
Mhm.
And so I'm following her weekly menu. And of course it's carnivore. It's the way she switches things up is different, because I was before just eating whatever I felt like eating as long as it was carnivore. I mean, I was doing dairy, and not a ton, but I was doing dairy, and I was doing my bacon and eggs, and which is, I know, is that'll come back. But March is a lion diet month for her program.
Mhm.
And it's also a fasting month, which I have never fasted before as a carnivore. I tried
Yeah.
to do a 3-day fast back before when I was still on the SAD diet, and I bombed miserably by the end of day 2.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's also a lot of varying the ratios and the fat protein ratios and the calories day to day, just to kind of keep your body guessing. Oh, she says April 1st eggs. Yes. I
I do love my eggs.
honestly, like right before I started, I had like there's such a shortage of eggs. I don't know if you guys have a shortage of eggs in Australia.
Yeah,
We
we
had a
do.
shortage of eggs, and um I had stocked up because I had gotten, I'd been able to find a bunch of eggs. So I had stocked up. So I've had these eggs sitting in my refrigerator all month. I can't eat them. And my fortunately eggs last, they it's
They
not
do.
it's not like the meat, they're in a shell, they last. But so yeah, so like the week one we did a 1 day fast, week two a 2 day fast, week three a 3 day fast. This is week four. So I'm on day two of a 4 day fast.
Okay.
And I'm doing really well. Now she allows broth. And so I've got, well, and I don't do bone broth. Yeah, she loves bone broth, but I don't do bone broth because it's higher histamine. But I just do meat stock, and she has the add. I mean, we could do MCT oil, and then she has lemon juice, which is supposed to be a daily thing to help cleanse the liver. So I've got
Mhm.
my beef stock with MCT oil, some lemon juice, and Himalayan salt, which I
Okay.
put in my magic bullet. So that's what I'm drinking. It's not coffee.
So
But
no coffee on Lisa's program.
not this month. I don't know. I'm beginning. I'm at the beginning. So I
Okay.
don't know, honestly, if coffee is ever allowed or not, but I'm willing to do whatever. And so
Yeah.
it has broken my stall because I was stuck in the, oh, she's giving kisses to coffee. That warms my heart. But I had been stalled somewhere in the mid 220s. This is
Mhm.
pounds for the Australians.
Yeah.
Um, oh, so she said if it's alone, oh, I don't like coffee alone, so that's all right. I'll pass. I'll pass. But yeah, it's like so many of us don't really like coffee. We like the add things we add to coffee, right? But now what was I saying? I totally just like completely forgot. But anyways, I'll just go to exercise. All right. So you have had an amazing excuse not to exercise. I have fallen back into my old ways of avoiding exercise by getting caught right into the, old habits of doing other stuff.
Mhm.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
all
Heavy whip
yeah.
is on return. Okay. Okay. Um, so I have tried. Oh yeah, that's right. Ellen gave me a reminder. Thank you, Ellen.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Ellen.
that. Okay. So yeah, so it has broken my stall, and so I've gotten down to like 214.
Mhm.
And for anybody here who doesn't know me, I was never as heavy as Lindy, but I was around the $350 pound. I'm speaking in European currency, not US, but 350 pound range. So, the weight loss has been significant. It's been like 125 pounds or so right now. But yeah, so feel like I'm doing well, but I know Coach Lisa reminds me gently get back and get in and do the exercise. I did video myself doing the first workout, and it was incredibly hard. I couldn't finish it. And then when I went back and looked at and it was funny because my husband set up a camera and the sound wasn't on. So I ended up needing to do a voiceover. So nobody got to hear all the exclamations, the grunts, the groans.
That's
They,
probably a good thing.
this is so hard. Nobody got to hear that. But I did go back over and I did a voiceover and I watched, took clips, and I watched the clips and I basically did a running commentary of myself. My form was really not good. It was a lot of it was on well, not all of it, but a lot of it was on the ground, and it was kind of a Pilates type workout. A lot of legs. I didn't get past the legs portion because I was about to die. And
Oh.
yeah. So, oh, absolutely love this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, she's so sweet. Awesome. She's so encouraging. Oh my goodness. She says her life story. So speaking of coffee, time for more. Yeah. Um, yeah, so Michelle said, "Yeah, had a gastric bypass 10 years ago, stalled, started keto, then stalled, still stalled." Yeah, consider Coach Lisa. So Life Back, she has Life Back system. If Coach Lisa, if you want to, you can put your link in the chat, and it really does work. It's and she's so incredibly encouraging. But anyways, she had a chair workout the other day, and
Mhm.
just looking at it almost gave me heart palpitations. I was in her Zoom call on Monday, and people were saying it was the hardest workout they'd ever done.
Oh,
They
okay.
chair workout, right? You think, oh, cool, that's the easier
It sounds like my type of thing, type of exercise. We were doing some chair workouts, but it's a
version.
hard one, is it?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what it is? It's because she has you. I watched the first maybe couple minutes of it, and I was going, I'm dying already. Because she has you literally like lifting your legs up. So you're engaging, and you have to engage your core like crazy. And
Mm,
it's not just little taps. It's like your knees are coming up, and you're doing all this crazy stuff. And it's like a totally different part of your core, I think, needs to be engaged to do that. So yeah.
it
Okay.
sounds like you need to have a bit of fitness before you could do
Uh,
workouts like that. So,
well,
yeah, for someone like
so
me who's lost losing balance and, still got a lot of weight on me, it might be difficult to do that kind of workout. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I've
well,
struggled with some of the things that
it,
we've done.
yeah, and then Coach
Mhm.
Lisa's advice is just to do what you can. So, which I've done other of her workouts, and that's what I've done. I've
Yeah.
just done what I can. But so but I do need to get back and doing more. And oh, thank you, Ellen. Yes, onward, upward, getting stronger from here. Absolutely. Let's see. Yes, she does modify.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So let's see. We got a lot of comments. I'll get caught up on. Diana, I've been in a stall for 12 months. I've lost 36 kilograms, even gained 3 kilograms. I went to OMAD and lost 2 kilograms. I'm just creeping back on. I've just celebrated my 2-year anniversary. Awesome. Well, good. Congratulations on 2 years. And yeah, it's how close are you, Diana, to where you feel like your comfortable weight would be? I'm just curious if you're gaining muscle. Like, do you use a body composition scale? Do you measure yourself?
Mm.
So like, is it, yeah, because it's weight, like gaining weight, it's hard to tell like what you're gaining if you're looking just at the scale. So I would be curious to know if it's, how you're feeling, how your clothes are fitting. And it may not be bad weight, potentially. It could be, or it could be fluid, so I use a body composition scale, so it does help me figure out like what's happening, like where those weight fluctuations are coming from. So,
Yeah. And how long have you been OMAD for? Because I know, like you mentioned with Coach Lisa, and we do in SBG Gang as well, is you need to keep changing it up and
changing it up, yes,
checking your body because your body will, if you've done OMAD for a period of time, your body gets used to that. So your metabolism kind of tanks and everything stops. So you need to change it up and trick your
yes.
body to make it work again. So,
That's what I did when I'd been stuck for several months at that same weight, and it was just
mm,
kind of going up and down a couple pounds at a time. And I added a really hearty breakfast, and that did start to creep the weight down. It was still very slow until I started the fasting with Coach Lisa. And
yeah,
the fasting, and honestly too, like, so with visceral fat, the fat around your organs is the unhealthiest fat. And it's supposed to be under 5, or at least 5 or under, right? When I first weighed in, my visceral fat was 30. Like, it
mm,
was at the top end of excessive. It was really bad. And so when I started a few weeks ago following Coach Lisa's program, it was down. I had gotten it down on my own. I'd gotten it down to 16. Still not
Wow.
where it needs to be, but it was coming down.
You've halved it. That's
In the
great. Yeah.
past 2 weeks with the fasting, it's down to 14, just in 2 weeks, and usually it would take me a month or more to drop 1 pound of visceral fat,
Mhm.
and in 2 weeks, I've dropped 2 pounds of visceral fat with the fasting. So, I'm now, like, excited about the fasting part because getting through and, easing it in, I love the way we did it, like, 1 day, 1 week, 2 days the next week, 3 days. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I was afraid of the fasting, and especially since I tend to have problems with dizziness,
Mhm.
but she had me putting salt in my mouth and then drinking water, and I kind of let it dissolve a little bit in my mouth, but then drink water and just keep doing that. And it did help. So, but I would say, maybe add a hearty breakfast and maybe incorporate some fasting, and I bet you anything you're going to break your stall.
Mm.
So let me see. We got a lot of comments here. Da-da-da. We have surgery rehab injuries. Should back, knees, back. Said once. I don't understand the comment. So at a time. Let's see. Closed scale measurements will help. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And Dennis says 20 kilograms to go. Yes, measure, no movements, 2 weeks OMAD. All my weight is in my midsection and legs. Yeah. I don't know if you're like this, Lindy, but I lose weight from the top down. Do you,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I have lymphedema and lipedema. So I'm very bottom heavy. My mum was sort of like in our family. So we got
Okay.
the bigger thighs, bigger hips.
So
So
I'm going to do something that I usually don't do. Okay. So, but I'm going to stand up. All right. So see this little pooch here? I still
yeah.
have this pooch. All right. But this I'm getting a waist. This wasn't it, but I got this pooch here and it was huge. It was massive before. All right. Okay. But then let me just kind of, all right. And then here's the bottom half, which isn't bad, but I used to be a very hourglass figure. All right. So, I'm still a little bottom heavy. It's just normal, but that's more of my body than you see just looking at me, from here up.
Yeah.
I still have work to do, but it's coming along, you know. So, okay, let's see. Coach Lisa says we handle surgery, back issues, knee issues, shoulder issues, feet issues, frozen body parts, accidents, and rehab, so that all included. Yes. Okay. So she's used to dealing with stuff. We can also work with edema. All right. Yeah. So she deals with everything. Aw, thank you. Thank you. I know Lisa saw me in January in Phoenix, and we're going to see each other in a couple of weeks in Tennessee. So I'll be interested to get feedback from her on whether or not she sees changes in my body composition since January. So it's yeah. So okay. So what is your plan for getting back into fitness?
Yeah, just to concentrate on getting some movement in with I've got I think I showed you before, down next to my reband, I have a walking pad.
Yes.
So just want to try and get some walking and some steps in because that's all I'm sort of allowed to like need to do and just start off slowly. So
Okay.
I'm next to the window so I can use the windowsill and the rebounder for balance and just try and get my
Right.
balance moving. Um, yeah, so just I have to do it every day and I haven't been. I come in here, I sit down and I'm working till, 7, 8 at night every day. And I've got my vibration plate under my desk that's constantly going. As soon as it's off, I turn it on like constantly all day. So at least I'm getting, the circulation pumping with that. But it's not healthy to be sitting here all day working. And I have kind of thrown myself into work. My daughter's ringing me, doing stuff for her. She's just sold her flower business and all of that sort of yeah, lots of phone calls and paperwork for that. Plus my, working, and then my daughter just wrote off her car, the other daughter. It's like everything's happened at once, and I need to just say, stop. Time for Lindy. Get on the treadmill, put on some music, and just do a bit of walking, stand up, try and get some movement. Sitting down all the time is not good. And that's probably why I do feel like I'm pregnant at the moment. Like the fluid is just sitting in my stomach because I'm always sitting, I'm always bent. So I need to stand up and get things flowing, or lie down so that I can get some movement that way with my lymphatics. So
Mhm.
I need to spend some time concentrating on that. So allocating half hour every couple of hours or something. Like I don't know, but I need to just work a plan,
Yeah.
set my alarm, and then stop what I'm doing and concentrate on doing these other things.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Lisa asked if you have a walking pad. Yeah, her walking pad's right next to her rebounder. So, and remember before when we were talking about, when you're doing our steps and you were like really putting a lot of pressure on yourself to do 30 minutes at a time. But
Yeah,
that was when you had all your skin, right? And
yeah,
it was such a nice relief to go like, look, I don't have to do 30 minutes. I brought up that study that showed that you actually have better benefit from smaller increments, or at least the same. It wasn't any different. Yes, it wasn't worse to do small increments and say you get 30 minutes over the course of a day
mm,
versus doing it all at once. And the study showed that it's okay to break it up.
yeah.
Um, that might be a good approach to just, you know, start like that. Coach Lisa says just start slow, 3, 5, 7, 10 minutes every 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's doable, and definitely
doable.
not so hard on the head, because it's like, oh no, I've got to do an hour or 30 minutes all at once. And that just sounds really daunting at the moment.
Can you set alarms for yourself? Like
Yeah,
every
I've got
day?
the phone. I can easily
Yeah.
set an alarm, and that's what I'm thinking of doing. If I set up alarms throughout the day, then when the alarm goes off, I jump on and just do as much as I can.
Yeah.
Whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, it might be 10 minutes, who knows? And
Yeah.
maybe over time that will just gradually
It'll get
increase.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get better.
And
But the psychological part of it is so key as well because you're also
yeah.
battling the psychology, which
Mm,
I know I understand that because that was my issue, and I still fight that as well because of all of the messaging I got from my mother growing up about exercise. It was
yeah.
demonized. People who exercised on purpose were exercise nuts. That's what she called them. And she would always go, I don't exercise, even till she was in her 90s, and she was, we're trying to get her moving. I don't exercise. I grew up hearing that. But my
Yeah.
mother was incredibly active. You know, she, she didn't even know how to use a computer. And she was a housewife and she always called herself a happy homemaker. And she was June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver. I mean, that was my mother. And
Yeah.
she cleaned our house every day. Oh, my husband just got home. Hi, hon. She cleaned our house every single day, like everything. And she was on the floor, scrubbing the floors, and she was not overweight. So, but that messaging in my mind is hard to get it out. So I have to, it's like a conscious effort. I have to force myself. And then
Yeah.
also the years of exercise intolerance, where exercise made me feel worse and it would wipe me out for days afterwards if I tried to do something. I don't know if you experienced that or if it was just the weight that was the problem and the skin that was the problem for you.
Yeah, I've never liked exercise, and never. So it does feel like it's a chore to do it, and just
Yeah,
finding something that you enjoy, and that's I love the rebounder. I actually enjoy doing that because I
me
put the
too.
music on. I have a nice iMac, so I put like music videos on there, and then I just do my gentle bounce. And even my daughter jumped on it yesterday, and she's like, "Oh, this is so much fun,
It
Mum.
is
Can I
fun.
use it?" I'm like, "Of course you can. Jump on whenever you like.
Yeah,
She
but
didn't
you
realize
do
how
it,
fun
and
it was.
how long before you can do your rebounder?
I don't know. I have to go back to the doctors. I haven't got my next appointment yet. I'm just waiting for them to ring me and schedule the next one. So
Okay.
probably a couple of weeks, and then once I got the all clear, definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, be jumping on. So
Start out kinda gentle and everything. So, yeah, that'll help, and that's gonna help get the fluid moving too, as you know.
I do miss it. Yeah, I do miss it. I see it every
Yeah,
day, and it's like, oh, can I? But I don't want to risk anything right now.
yeah.
So
So we both have to combat exercise avoidance issues, psychological issues.
yeah. And I
Yeah,
think a big part of that as well is I'm not rested. I haven't been sleeping very well at night, so I'm tired. And then when you're tired, everything's like so much harder. So I need to, yeah, prioritize my sleep because it's just not about eating meat. There's so many things that you need to do when you journey to keep healthy, and resting, prioritizing rest is one of them. So
yes.
sleeping well at night, doing some grounding, getting outside, breathing in that fresh air in the morning, things like that, which I haven't been doing,
Yeah,
which is all going to help me as well. So I just need to get these good habits in, and
yeah.
that will set me up for a good day.
Get
And
your circadian rhythms working
yeah,
for you. Do you use red light or like a red light therapy at all?
no, I've been thinking about it. So yeah, have you got one or have you
I
used it?
do. I
Mm.
do. It's a Bauer, Beurer brand. I'll go find it's a good one. I had good reviews on Amazon. Let me go find it. If I can
So it's
log.
like 6 in the morning, can see like it's still dark outside. And I didn't get to bed till like 1 in the morning. So I've only had a few hours sleep today.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
like,
Me.
yeah, this is what I've been doing all, the last 3 weeks. And it's just my husband's sort of getting really narky at me. He's like, "You're never in bed. You're always up doing something, always working."
Oh my goodness. I can't find.
Yeah,
I got a new computer
yeah,
and these new technology. It's like it seems like every time I try to get into something, it requires like a million steps to log in. You can't just
yeah.
put your password in anymore. Now it's like, yeah, well, but we got to verify. We got, we want to know. We want your firstborn child. We want some blood, and then we'll let you log
Uh,
in. So, anyways,
is it a PC or a Mac?
it's a Mac. It's a MacBook Pro. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but I will. But yeah, I'll put a link to it in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a little one. I don't know if you can see, and you see my reflection in there. I just took a picture of it. It's just a little one, and but it's 300 watts. It's
Mhm.
a ceramic infrared, and it got really good reviews. But apparently, it can help if you do it before bedtime. It can help naturally boost your melatonin. I learned that from Coach Lisa. Yeah, and I've been using it, and I also heard from somebody recently that it can actually help with the
Oh, the gooseneck.
the chicken neck, tighten up the skin some. So as I'm using it on my face, I'm going like this.
It's
Yes.
like a
Uh,
turkey neck, I think they call it, the turkey. How they
the
got the
turkey
little
neck, yes, or the chicken neck. All right, let's get caught up on some comments. Let's see. Oh yes, goal to get steps in. Sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 30. It's helping me reach my goal. Some days hard, only 5 minutes at a time. Yeah, so do what you can. Absolutely. And all right. And of course, you do the vibration plate a lot more than that. You're on
Oh,
it
it's
all the
yeah,
time. Yeah.
yeah. I
That's a
do
bit
like to
better.
stand on it before bed, but, through the day, I have it under my desk, and so I'm sitting down on all day.
Yeah. Yeah. We got
Yeah.
Josephine here. Hi, Josephine.
Hi, Josephine.
So I have had the same. I used to take swimming as a physical ed credit and would sleep for 2 hours afterwards. Yes, the exercise intolerance is real, but I would wipe me out for days because of my mast activation syndrome. Back then, I didn't know I had it, but I knew
Mm.
something was off, and so I dreaded exercise. Yeah, you're right. It totally wipes you out. It makes you dysfunctional so that you can't do anything. And so yeah, the psychological ramifications of dealing with that for all those years, it's real. So it's a matter of, you know, forcing
Yeah.
yourself to do it.
And then like
A lot.
you do the exercise and you feel good that you've done it, but then you need a reward. It's like, oh, I've been good. Now I can have something just to counteract that, which is, yeah, it's
I need the
always
next
been an
hammer.
issue.
Yeah, I was with you. Um, yeah, so I want to love exercise. And I think that people who love exercise, it doesn't mean that it's easy. I
Mm,
think that they just start to appreciate challenging their bodies. And, because I listen to people who do love the exercise, and it's the getting challenging your body, starting to enjoy pushing your body's limits. And our limits right now are a lot lower than many other people's, but to get to enjoy the challenge of pushing your body's limits and seeing those limits expand and grow over time, I think that's where a lot of people do find the joy in it, and then they do start to feel good afterwards. And I want to feel that way. you
yeah,
know I mean, I remember when I was over all the years when I was coping with stress with eating garbage food, I used to say, I wish I was one of those people who went jogging to get, to de-stress, because there's people who will do that. They'll go exercise and that's their stress relief.
yeah. So
Not
how do we get to that stage? It'll be awesome to be able to
baby
think,
steps, baby steps.
yeah,
I mean, I think it's possible to get there. I just think we need to never give up, and we need to keep making sure that we do it. And,
mhm.
I'm glad that we're back to meeting, because, the accountability does really help me.
Yeah. So can we do that check-in? Because I was hopeless with that on WhatsApp. Every day we check in and just say, this is what we did.
Yes,
I think I
yes.
need that
Well,
accountability.
that was
Yeah,
before your surgery, and I know your
yeah,
mind was really on the surgery, and so, yeah, I think we can absolutely, and we wanna do another step challenge just to get you back where you need to be, and I can
yeah.
do that in addition to attempting Coach Lisa's workouts. So, because I need to do, because she doesn't absolutely encourages doing the walking, and
Mhm.
so, and I'll get steps also doing the workouts as well, because I am
Exactly.
moving. Um, but so, have you still have your smartwatch? Do you wear your smartwatch?
And I need to charge it up, so I'm going to have to pull
Okay.
that out of the cupboard and start wearing that. So yeah, definitely taking my steps. And I
Okay.
think that's going to encourage me as well because every day I'm going to want to improve on that. And
Hmm.
so just having that visual, yeah, just making it my challenge to improve and
Yeah.
get that more steps in every day. So, hi, David.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful.
Lovely to see you.
Likewise. So we're going to see you in a couple weeks, huh?
No,
Or no?
no, no.
So she's not coming to
She's
the.
no, she's in Australia.
Oh,
Are you coming to anything in the US soon?
I think definitely coming to Pack Your Health.
Yeah.
Montana's a question mark at the moment. My husband just got his citizenship and passport application is in.
Good.
So we'll see whether we make it to Montana
So
or
it's a
not.
timing thing for Montana.
Yeah, yeah,
So he had put in vacation for Montana, and and so the both of us were going to go. We're filming. We're going to be filming Todd while we're there,
yeah.
and we didn't know that Bella was planning a meetup, so we thought we were going to be doing the meetup, and then all of a sudden Bella announces her meetup. So like, oh, okay, it's which is fine, but so I'm like, well, since I don't really have anything to do other than be a guest, because usually at our Healing Humanity meetups, I have a role and I'm speaking and I'm also, helping. I thought, well, should we go to the Montana meetup? Because later in July, Dave wants to go to the huge, the biggest, I don't know if it's the biggest air show in the world, but it is massive, and it's in Wisconsin where Carrie lives, and
Mhm.
like an hour away from where he lives. And he had flown there with his buddy in his friend's plane several years back, and it's like massive. And the pilots, they park their planes and they camp underneath the wing of their plane, and we're not going to do that, but he's been wanting to go again. And so I thought, well, since I don't have anything to do for Montana, maybe we should switch his vacation time over and go to Wisconsin so he could go to the air show. And Dr. Kilt is going to go to the air show as well. And so, and now Carrie's like, well, if you two are in town for the air show, why don't we do a meetup at Montella Theater? So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So what I did tell Dave is I said, if we switch our vacation over and do it in Wisconsin instead, I said, if Lindy comes, I'll go by myself to the Montana.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you know. It really depends on whether
Assuming
my
he gives
husband
me
gets
the
his
thumbs
passport or
up.
not.
Yeah, assuming he gives me the thumbs up. So yeah, because I don't want to miss out on seeing you. I mean, I know, especially if it's going to be either or. I hope it's not going to be either or. Like, I hope you're still going to go to Hack Your Health in November, right?
Yeah, I'm still going to I want to do the
Okay.
cruise. Lisa Wiedemann's doing a cruise. So it's directly after Hack Your Health, there's a cruise. I
Oh,
want to go on that
well,
cruise. And my husband,
how many days after Hack Your Health is the cruise? Is it
straight
like
away.
right away?
Straight away. Yeah. So we do Hack Your Health and then jump on a cruise. And I'm not sure where it goes. If you go to
Oh,
her website, I haven't got the link. I don't know the link,
yeah,
but
I know.
yeah,
I know her website. So would it be your whole family going on the cruise?
it'll be myself and my husband, and hopefully my daughter Catherine. As you know, she's blind, and I just think it'll be lovely for her to get away, and we'll just have a really nice, quiet cruise together. Just
Sounds
relax on a
like
deck chair,
wonderful.
and yeah. So I just think it'll be nice to kidnap her, and she's just worked so hard, florist shop. She hasn't had holidays,
Oh
and
yeah.
but it's just whether she's comfortable going, it's a long trip and she
Yeah.
can't see. So yeah, she's a little bit nervous, but she's like halfway there. So she'd
Well,
really
good
love to
for her.
come.
And
Yeah.
Florida is so different. Oh my goodness. So it's like the complete catty corner opposite of the country, other than Alaska, from
Yeah.
Washington State. And the weather is so different. And it's very flat and Everglades and crocodiles or alligators. I don't know which one they have. They have one of the two. Big bugs, humidity. But November should be nice.
Yeah.
I was there in January one year when my sister and I went on a cruise that took off from Fort Lauderdale, and it was like 70 degrees, which is like springtime weather, beautiful, but you could still feel the humidity in the air, but
Yeah.
it wasn't
I
bad.
think it's just the airports, which are really busy and very noisy, and she gets a little bit just,
Mm,
it's
yeah,
very
we're
frightening when you can't see
stimulated.
what's going on. But just to sit on a cruise ship, I think it'll be really nice. We can sit on a deck chair. She can just smell the fresh ocean air, and it'll be just a nice, relaxing time. So if we just sort of concentrate on being really, we're going to have a lovely house. We can sit in the house. Todd's already on the lookout for beautiful houses, and just have
Nice.
some time out where she can relax and we could just enjoy some time together and in a beautiful place and just keep
Yeah,
things really quiet for her. I
yeah,
think she really deserves that. So I'd love to take her
absolutely.
along.
She went
Mm,
for such a rough time. That would be amazing.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
would love to go on a cruise, but we're going to be there for 2 weeks and my daughter and son-in-law are coming with us.
Hmm.
So we're actually staying in Daytona Beach, which is the opposite side of Florida, but it's only like a 2-hour drive. It's like a long, skinny state, right? At least that
Okay.
part, the panhandle part of it. So it's just the opposite side. So it's maybe a 2-hour drive to get to Hack Your Health. And so our plan is that, and I don't know if we're all four of us going to go to the Hack Your Health. It's probably just going to be me and my husband. So we may just kind of rent a car for ourselves. And I think I think the Healing Humanity team, we're staying at the Airbnb with Scott Everson and his group.
Hmm.
And
Right.
I think we're gonna have an event there. So, like maybe a nice dinner or something. So, we're still raising funds for the documentary. And so we try whenever we have something that all the carnivores are in the area, we try to have at least a fundraising dinner.
Hmm.
Because the sooner we can raise the rest of the money, the sooner the documentary is going to get out. I mean, the editing is being done, but I think Todd is the last person who we're going to be filming. And
Okay. Hmm.
yeah, and so we want to get it done. Yeah, so that's our plan. I want to get caught up on the comments. So this is about the exercise intolerance. It makes you think you're lazy and not good enough. I agree. I have had family members call me lazy back when I was dealing with all of this and my histamine issues, and so I totally understand. Yeah. So Simpson, hi.
Hi.
Glad to see you back. Did I hear that Lynn hasn't been moving for you? Yep, slap my hand. I
Yeah,
I can't say that I haven't been moving. I just have not been moving as much as I was when Lindy and I were holding each other accountable.
that's the thing. You need to have an accountability buddy, just someone that you can bounce off. Yeah, I've missed having Lynn as well. It's like we need to start these up again.
Okay, and not to blame anybody because I'm not blaming, but my lovely husband loves to go and move things around. And so I don't know where I was, if I was gone for something for Healing Humanity, or I don't remember what it was, but I came home and all of our exercise equipment had been moved upstairs into our loft, and including my walking pad, and it was sitting there not plugged in, like no plug or that I could see around it, no functional way, the way he set it up just to do it. And so me, instead of embracing that as a challenge, went, oh well. That's too overwhelming. It's just too much to think about. And I was kind of annoyed that he just did that. And he must have made a million trips because we have a rack with all of the hand weights, you
Yeah,
know. He moved that and all the hand weights up there too. And we have a big old like 7x9 yoga pad, the mat that he put up there, and a weight bench that he moved, and all of my exercise equipment, other than my resistance bands, which are hanging on the back of the door right there. But so, yeah, no excuse. It's not an excuse. But I am a very out of sight, out of mind person.
yeah,
And my walking pad previous to that was in our family room where our TV was. And it was in a really inconvenient place if we had guests because it was kind of in front of our couch. And I had the remote for it to get it started on our TV stand. And so I'd be watching TV and I'd get up and I'd do it and I'd walk. And that's where it was. And it was bothering him.
so you moved it all up there.
He
So
moved everything. He moved my rebounder upstairs. He got my rebounder
yeah.
up the staircase. So my rebounder is
Wow.
now upstairs. And I'm like, ugh. So yeah. Anyway.
Honestly, I'm the same because I had the rebounder in the bedroom and my husband would hang his clothes on it or he'd put the washing basket on it. And I'd look at it, I'm like, well, I can't rebound now. His clothes and washing baskets on
Yeah.
it. And so I just walk off and come in
Yeah.
here and start working. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
that's why
And you
it's
know
in
what?
here now.
And to be fair to him, we had the rebounder right over here for a while, and I wasn't on it as much. Like when we have things in our living room, it started out in our living room. When
Yeah.
we have things in our living room, I get on it and I use it because I'm transitioning from sedentary to active, and my sedentary nature often will still kick in. I'm doing a lot sitting there in my recliner. I'll even work on my computer or on my recliner, and that's where I'll be, not always at my desk. And but then I see it there and I'm like, okay, I need to get up, stretch, move around, so I'll go and hop on the rebounder.
Yeah.
And so then he moved it into this room, which is kind of our co-office, and I wasn't using it as much. So I'm my own worst enemy. It's no one else's responsibility but mine. I am my own.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm like, do we have to put psychological obstacles in my place. You know?
Yeah. But when you exercise, do you need to have something to stimulate you mentally, like having some music on or watching a YouTube video? See, I have to. I cannot do exercise and not have something to stimulate my head because my head will be thinking, oh, I need to do the filing, I need to do some accounts, I need to do whatever. And then I end up getting off and having to go and do those other things.
It does help
So,
though. It does help. And
mm,
so I have times where I just feel like having absolute silence, and I really enjoy no auditory stimulation, and then I'll just kinda, bounce away or walk away, but a lot of times I do put on music, and I'll put on, YouTube and have some, a playlist, and I'll be, like,
yeah.
counting how many songs I can go through. That's kinda motivating for me. It's like, "Oh, I can do one more song," you
So
know?
maybe I should be working on that, like a bit of meditation or learning to like silence because I'm frightened. When things are quiet, it's like I'm dead. Like I need to, and my husband's always like, can't you switch your brain off? I'm like, no, it's always going a million miles an hour. So maybe I need to incorporate something where I actually turn my mind off
Yeah.
and I'm forced to sit there and do nothing
Yeah.
for
It would
five
probably it
minutes.
would probably be hard, but it would probably be good for you because and
Mm,
maybe incorporate breathing while you do that, and
yeah.
because you're probably in fight or flight mode all the time, and the breathing can actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm
Mm.
you down. And it'll hopefully help calm your brain down as well. I wanna get caught up on the comments here. Lindy and Lynn may go to Montana. I've been wanting to go, and now I have another reason. We will keep you posted and let you know if
Yeah.
we're gonna be there. And no, it's gonna depend on your husband's passport, right? So,
Yeah, it
yeah,
will.
yeah. So it doesn't
I
take
only
forever.
took him 3 years to get his,
Oh my
citizenship,
goodness.
so
But at least he's seeing progress. That's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. If for me, it's just gonna be like a drive, a 10-hour, I think it's 10 hours. But
Mhm.
my brother and sister-in-law are 6 hours because 'cause they're in Idaho, so I would go there first, obviously, and then I would, drive the rest of the 4 hours, and, yeah, so I may need to have a place to stay in Montana, so let me know if there's room wherever you're staying if you do go.
I have no idea yet because
Yeah,
Todd, he's at home and with his mum, so,
yeah,
yeah, we're gonna have to find accommodation if we do go, so
yeah.
definitely we'll hook up somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. So that would be good. All right. So Kath Carr says, I just got some walking boots, incredibly ambitious, but I put them on yesterday for a couple hours, just walking around the house in sections. After 4 years working with a crutch, it's not easy. Yes. So you got and work them in. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't you wear double socks or something just to stop blisters?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dante.
Hi, Dante.
Awesome. Good, good. I'm
Um,
sorry, I'm getting caught up on the comments, but I didn't know Dante was here. That is awesome.
yeah,
Let's see
lovely to
what's
see
there.
you.
So Coach Lisa says we have to silence the voices that don't serve us. Absolutely. Oh, her mother
Yeah.
also. Oh yes. See, so she did the opposite that I did. I mean, she got into fitness and earlier, been doing fitness her
Mhm.
whole life. She mentioned the other day in our Healing Humanity Zoom call that she used to have like 118 fitness centers.
Oh, wow, okay.
This woman is deep. There's a lot more to know about her than I'm learning something new every day. I'm like, my goodness, I know that she's like a powerful woman, but holy cow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dressed to the top. All right. So let's see. Took a break from my weightlifting last fall. Okay, so Simpson is usually on her rebounder while she's watching us. So I don't know. Are you on the rebounder now? Let's see. It turned into me stopping altogether. Oh, that's not good. I started back about a month and a half ago. I know the voice. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate because early on in my adult life, I learned to drown out in my environment. I had a job where I was working for the Department of Environmental Services in the county that I worked in, and they stuck me at this table in this busy room full of people. And this was my first real job, but they gave me like this stack of files that I had to go through, and that's where I learned to focus. Like, because if I didn't
Mhm.
drown out anything, I would not be able to focus. And
Yep.
also college, going through college, having to read textbooks, but yeah,
Yeah.
read something boring, maybe that could help. All right. Dante says, yes, like and stub. Yes, you should have 10 times more people hearing your story. Absolutely. I
Oh,
agree.
thank you.
It's so important too, just for people who are looking at skin removal, which is a real thing, and it's not just cosmetic. There's medical reasons to have your skin removed because of the skin integrity and the barrier. Skin is a barrier. Your skin's an important barrier. It's an organ. It's an important barrier against pathogens in the environment. And when you have all this excess skin, and also there's like a lymphatic flow issue, but you have all this excess skin, and it is absolutely important to take good care of it because of the folds. You can get
Yeah,
all sorts of infections, and so it's definitely important. And to know that you can heal so well when you've been carnivore is
absolutely. Yeah.
incredible.
And I didn't realize how much of an issue it was with the lymphatics because when the skin isn't tight around your muscles and your body, it's just like a cavity for water to pool. That lymphatics just get stuck there. And I think Dr. Liz and Keith was talking to us, and it's like we're like camels. You just keep filling up with this fluid all the time, and you need that skin to be tight on your body.
Yeah,
So it does cause a lot of issues. So I didn't have skin removal like on the cards for a while. I definitely wanted to get my belly done because of the circulation problems in my legs when I'm sitting down, and it was very uncomfortable. But I really should be looking at getting my legs done and my arms because I do have water pooling there all the time. And I
yeah,
never even thought of that as a problem, and it definitely is. But
yeah. I mean, a lot of people think it's just a vanity thing, and it really is not. Yeah. I mean, maybe for some people it is. Maybe if you have just a little bit, it might be, getting a tummy tuck. But for you,
yeah, for me, for losing such a large amount, definitely. But I do want to have a more skin surgery, but down the path.
yeah,
I still got a lot of weight to lose, but the stomach I needed to get done, and
yeah,
more for quality of life. So now I can exercise, I can put pants
yeah.
on and not have that belly in front, and it's
Gotta be
so
amazing.
nice.
That's
Yeah,
gotta
to
be
actually this
amazing.
winter, I'm gonna actually be able to wear pants, and I'm so
Yay!
excited, like, to wear leggings and do exercise. I couldn't do that before. I have to
Yeah,
exercise in my skirt because I just couldn't wear anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
but
man,
that's
that'll
all
be
changed.
awesome. That'll be awesome. Okay. Hi, Dante. Good to see you. Now, Dante's starting a new group. So just to shout out Dante, he's starting a new group. So go check out his channel, check him out. And he also has been doing hangouts every Sunday afternoon on the Healing Humanity Life site. So 2-hour hangouts, 2 to 4 p.m. Central Time. We love Dante. Everybody loves Dante. I call Dante, and I have to say, I don't know if anyone else has called him this, so I'm going to claim being the one to create this, but I call him the Kevin Bacon of carnivore because I don't know if
Okay.
you know the whole Kevin degree, 7 degrees of separation thing, with Kevin
Mhm.
Bacon. They have this funny thing that, however people are associated with Kevin Bacon, is a big joke. But yes,
Oh,
I call
okay. I don't know anything about that, but yeah.
do you know who Kevin Bacon is?
I love Kevin Bacon. Yeah, Footloose guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Phillips guy. Yeah,
yeah.
so this was years ago. I don't know if they still do it, but it was all over the place. There were these videos and all these things about, how far separated, how many degrees of separation you are from Kevin Bacon. It was the like thing with actors. And there was this theory that every actor out there, you can connect them somehow with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know that.
I worked with this actor in this movie who worked with this actor who worked with Kevin Bacon. Or, some of them was one, like I worked directly with Kevin Bacon, but someone else was like,
Ah.
oh, I worked with this producer who produced this movie that Kevin Bacon was in. That was
Wow. Okay.
That that was
Oh,
a real thing here in the US. It was this
right.
little joke among celebrities about,
Ah.
you know, connection to Kevin. Everybody's connected to Kevin Bacon. So
Well, look, everyone you hear in the carnivore community, they all found Dante's channel, and that's why they're carnivore. Like you hear
exactly.
that so often. So he's definitely one of the
And if you
OGs.
didn't find carnivore directly through Dante, a lot of people say, "Well, I found it through Carrie, who was with Dante," or so that's how you end up getting these degrees of separation, but they all seem to lead back to Dante.
Yes.
So, all right, so yes, she's on a rebounder. Awesome. FB says bacon. Did
Oh.
I hear bacon? Yes, you heard bacon, but it's Kevin Bacon. Oh my goodness. All right. So speaking of bacon, I know we've gone over, but we've had all this catching up to do, and it's been really fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Speaking of bacon, I just last night submitted the latest carnivore children's book for Easter to
Oh.
Amazon. It's in review right now for publishing. And
Mhm.
so it is a very cute story. Now, this is one, and Amy and I had to divide and conquer because Dr. Barry, we're going to be seeing him in Tennessee, and he asked us to do a mystery series. And then, but we also have our holiday series that we're doing. And so we decided she'd work on the mystery series and I would do the Easter one. So this one is completely written and illustrated by me. And so it will be available hopefully soon.
Oh, you're
If
so talented.
let me see. I'm going to see if I could possibly at least maybe share
Yeah.
what it kind of looks like. Give me just a
Let's see
second
the
here.
cover. Yeah, get us exclusive.
Let's see. I got to convert Canva over to my account. So
I just need to convince my girls to have kids so I can buy them carnivore books. I
yeah,
don't know any children.
absolutely. So let me see if I'm going to be able to share my screen. All right, so there's the cover. Can you see
Oh,
it?
nice. Yep.
Okay.
Beautiful.
It's called the Bitter Bunny Brigade's Bacon Breakthrough. And then let me go back and see if I can pull up a little bit. Okay, so these are the characters there: Barney, Blossom, Buck, Benny, Bitsy. And it's and it's the layout here this is like the left side of the page, and then this is the right side of the page. So it's got a bunch of little kid characters in it, and bunnies in their burrows, and a cute story. Let's see, I'll scroll down a little bit uh, so I think we've got a council of elders. So the bunnies are upset. They call themselves bitter. So we've got the council of elders that they're upset because this team of Easter bunnies decided to, instead of candy in the Easter baskets, they decided to put bacon and Easter eggs together in the Easter baskets for the kids. And the council had a rule. They had a rule: candy only. But these bunnies were upset and they were getting more and more bitter each year because the kids were all tired and cranky and tummy aches after Easter, and so they decided to change that. And so that's basically the gist of the story, and it's really cute. So
Oh, sounds awesome. Easter's coming up soon. It's a good time to do those dyed eggs where you can do patterns on them. So you boil the eggs and put them in like dyed
yeah,
water, make them more colourful. And I think
yeah.
I put candle wax on them to make the patterns.
There's
That
all
was
sorts of
really
stuff you can put on, and I know there's a lot of people that forget that real eggs were used for Easter, for
yeah.
the kids' Easter egg hunts for a long time, because we've gotten into using the little eggs that you fill with candy. And I know on one of our Q&As recently, we had someone ask, well, so what I need to do for Easter? And it's like, how about real eggs? And
Yeah.
color them
I
with your
know
grand.
that the Greek community, they make beautiful dyed eggs with all the patterns on them because we
Oh,
used to have a Greek neighbour, and
yeah.
they used to sit down as a family with all the kids there, and they'd dye the eggs different colours, make patterns, and
There's
I
some
was like,
beautiful things you can do. Yeah.
yeah, we should be doing that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So these Easter bunnies figured that bacon was a perfect accompaniment to the Easter eggs. So, yeah, so they ended up changing the name of their team at the end, you know. So, they
Oh,
were no longer
nice.
bitter. They were no longer bitter. But but anyways,
Oh,
yeah.
good luck with that.
Yeah, it's a little bit later than I was hoping to get it out, you know, because Easter's coming up. We got really busy doing other stuff. And so, but it'll be out there. So whatever Easter. And then we're hoping to do a book for each of the holidays where the major holidays in the US where, food is always involved. And I think the next one we're going to do is going to be for the 4th of July because, it's just another opportunity to write a cute book, and instead of apple pie, we'll have something else, and cuz it's the whole American thing, right? Is
Yeah.
all of the eating barbecue picnics and apple pie and all the other processed foods. So, it might be a
Well,
good
if you
option.
do ever do a travel series and you come to Australia, we can get some
You know what?
koalas and kangaroos in there. And
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love that. We will definitely be branching out, and we want to have some that will appeal to people from other countries as well. And
beautiful. Well,
all right,
I'll
so
help
thank
Caleb.
you for comments. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Da, da, da. Oh, let's see. We got a question here. Where in Montana is the July meetup? Um, yeah, it's not going to be on the Healing Humanity site because we we are not hosting this one. Steak and Butter Gang is hosting it. So do you want, you can find it on Steak and Butter Gang.
SBG.events. I'll just pop it in the chat.
Yeah.
If you can see that, you can go to that website. It's in Bozeman. So somewhere in Bozeman at the moment.
And we are talking about maybe sometime outside of the event, Bella's event, maybe afterwards or something, just having a small like meetup for anyone who, for our Healing Humanity tribe that wants to come and just kind of hang out with us for a little bit. We might do something, but we don't know. It's going to be a busy time because we're filming Todd as well. But, I think Ashley is going to be there from everything I've heard. I think Ashley's going to be there as well.
Yeah, Ashley and Brett, who's your
Brett
carnivore.
will
I
be there.
mean,
Yeah.
Adam and Kerry, they're all going to be there as well. So
Mhm.
attending all the events. We have Dr. Chafee, Dr. Kiltz. There's a few surprise people, which we're hoping they're going to confirm very soon. That'll be added to the list as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it
Yeah.
sounds like it's going to be an amazing event and all the fireworks and everything. And yeah, it sounds like it's going to be good. And there are 3 tiers of tickets that you can get. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so there's definitely options if you don't want to attend the whole thing, if you want to attend just one section of it,
Yeah, there's
or
3 separate events. You've got a barbecue and fireworks show on the 4th, and then on the 5th we have a presentation like speakers in the morning, and then at night we have the VIP dinner. So you can go to all 3 events or just one, or you can do 2 events. We have a 2 combo package. So that's all on the sbg.events website.
okay. So she says 13 and a half hours away. Brett said he would teach me how to grill. Yes. I don't think there's any hope for me. Oh, there's always hope. There's always hope. Okay. All right. Well, we've been going a lot longer. So, okay. So you and I are going to hold each other accountable. We're going to get our steps
Yes.
in. We're going to meet in a week and check in and see how we're doing. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for everybody. We've had a larger, crowd today, which is nice. And we thank you so much. Yeah. All of your support means a lot because
It
yeah,
does, and I've missed everybody. It was so nice to catch up again. So I look forward to doing these again each week.
yeah, absolutely. Me too. And don't get discouraged. Take those baby steps, and
Yes.
I will see you in our WhatsApp chat. So
Yes, for
awesome.
sure. All
All right.
right.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody.
Bye,
All right.
everyone.